Today's devotional is entitled, God is All You Need. Imagine you're going through your day just trying to do what is right, blending in, so to speak, so hope that you don't get called on. Because that fear that you might get called on it's always there. You've always got it in the back of your mind. The thoughts in your head kind of creep in. No one wants to hear what you say. You're not good with your words. You might walk funny, or people always laugh at you when you walk, or I'm not the best looking, and it always distracts people when I do have something to say because they can't get over what I look like. It's like something is physically wrong with me. These fears are real. And these are fears that you and I kind of deal with. And I'm sure there's a whole lot of other things, but these are kind of big and prevalent ones. We don't think we're good enough for the situations ahead and for the moment when we're called upon, even if we are the best person for the job. Well, you know what? I'm here to tell you something right now, guys. You are good enough. You are more than equipped for the moments in life when you get called upon. It doesn't matter the situation. It doesn't matter the affliction you might have. You are good enough. Let that sink in, guys. And how do I know this? Because God said so. God says you're good enough because you were made in my own image. And I'm going to help you through these moments in your life. You see, the Bible is full of people who thought they were not correctly equipped for the moments in their time. The big moments of their life, they thought they were completely unqualified for. Their thoughts in their heads were so loud that even when God told them repeatedly over and over and over again they were good enough, and it took multiple times and amazing miracles to prove to them that they truly were good enough for the moments in their life. In Exodus 3 and 4, we get the story of Moses and the burning bush. The Lord appears to Moses in the form of a burning bush that never seemed to burn up, and not to mention also spoke, which, think about it. Just a burning bush that never burns up enough would be interesting. But for it to speak to him as well, that must have truly just been a sight to see. And we also see 4 instances in this story where Moses actually argues with the Lord because he thinks he's not good enough. And in verse 11, Moses responds to the first time the Lord telling Moses to go and save the people. And he says, "But who am I to appear before Pharaoh?" Moses asked God. "How can you expect me to lead the Israelites out of Egypt?" Then God told him, "I will be with you, and this will serve as proof that I have sent you. When you brought the Israelites out of Egypt, you will return here to worship God on this very mountain." What boldness and what sort of crazy mind did Moses have to actually tell the Father above, "Why is anybody going to listen to me?" Because right after that, Moses again counters the Lord with another question in verse 13. But Moses protested, "I'd go to the people of Israel and tell them, 'The God of your ancestors has sent me.' They won't believe me. They will ask, 'Which God are you talking about? What's his name?' Then what should I tell them?" You see, the very next verse should have been the end of the conversation. The moment that Moses says, "All right, you got me there, I'm going to go." Verse 14, God says, "I am the one who always is. Just tell them, I am has sent me to you." I am. The Lord who always has been and always will be says, "Moses, you are more than enough to bring the people out of bondage." It's the same God that's going to do the same for you and I. Whatever the moment in your life is, when you think you're not good enough, the situations in your life make you less than adequate, God says, "No. I am with you. I will help you succeed. You will do more than you thought you could because I am with you. Now, I'd like to say that this is the end of the story, but nope, we all know this. Moses continues to argue and plead with the Lord 2 more times that he's not the right man for the job. God does finally win in the moment. But it's insane to think that Moses, who on all of his iniquities and situations and things, wanted to argue with the Lord saying that I'm not good enough. How many times have we debated in our own heads when the moments arrive that we aren't good enough to interject into them? When we see a moment to glorify God by helping someone or going against what everyone else is doing because it's the right thing to do. When we think, I can't help the situation, my own shortcomings will cause people to not agree with me or laugh at me. I am. These 2 little words are enough for us to do the right thing, to get out of our heads, to do what the Lord has commanded us to do. Ephesians 3:20 says, now to glory be to God by his mighty power at work within us. He is able to do and accomplish infinitely more than we would ever dare to ask or hope. God is truly bigger than the situations in your life, the shortcomings in your life, the speech impediments, the walkers, the illness, the job, whatever it might be. God is bigger than all of those. When you feel like you're dealing with a situation in your life, God says, I'm bigger than those problems. I am with you today, yesterday, and tomorrow. So guys, look at the burning bush moments in your life. I promise you, they're there. And God's wanting to use you in those moments. When you feel too weak, remember, I am with you. That is our devotional for today. God is all you need.